Every summer, the eyes of the motorsport world turn to one place, Mount Panorama. Not just a circuit, but a proving ground. A mountain that demands everything and gives nothing for free. This is the 2025 Bathurst 12-hour. One of the most punishing tracks on the planet. A global field. One shot at glory. And right in the thick of it, an Australian team with one goal, to conquer the mountain. Taylor Motorsport. Leading the charge, a trio built to challenge the world's best. Craig Lowndes, a Bathurst icon, 7-time 1000 winner, a name etched into this mountain's history. Thomas Randle, calculated, composed, one of Supercars' sharpest young talents. Waters, aggressive, relentless racing speed, a rising force in Australian motorsport. Together, they'll pilot the team's GT3 weapon, a machine engineered for precision and performance. But here, it's not just about the car. It's about trust, timing, teamwork, resilience. This is more than a race weekend. This is the story behind the push for greatness. This is Taylor Motorsport at the 2025 Bathurst 12-hour.
Well, the testing is to give the car a shakedown and to be honest, give the three of us an opportunity. The car has been completely transformed from last year.
We've been spending many years now understanding that car, because to get to the top, you really need to know every little bit about the car, the people, the setup.
Car's feeling really good. Where we were at the start of the season to where we are now, at night and day, so it's a fresh start. Yeah, well, look, this is our 2-day test. So we've had good test day at Adelaide, the Bend, really productive for me. Come here to SMP, this is the first of the 2 days. Week and a half out from doing 2 hours that way. About to hit the biggest race of the year. I feel really comfortable. I think car is nice, easy to drive. Well, we're here at Sydney Motorsport Park. We're planning a 2-day test. This is the final test before we head to the mountain, the 12-hour.
First test day of the year, and yeah, we're less than 2 weeks away from race day, so pretty exciting for everyone.
Look, Lowndes had to lift.
You just do that to make you feel like that.
We can see it live, everything he's doing, and then once he comes in and the guys plug into the car, we'll be able to download all the channels, because you can only get so much from the live telemetry, and then, you know, tonight, now that we're finished for the day, we can go over everything and see what things we did well and things we can improve on for tomorrow. And, you know, looks like another good day weather-wise, so we'll tune it up overnight and see if we can go a bit quicker tomorrow.
I suppose for that front change has helped the rear. We can lower the front or do something to get a little bit of that mid-corner back. Overnight we had a bit more hindsight to think about what we did yesterday. We changed the front spring just to try and get a bit more rear stability. We seem to have fixed that. Thomas will now verify it, hopefully, and then we'll obviously attack the front again and try and get the front turn back.
I went the first lap, I'll 2-1, and I'm like, oh, right, this thing's planted. And then every lap, I'm like, I feel like I'm on a green.
Yeah.
2 weeks out from the race, so it's getting close now. And yeah, obviously after spending a couple of days in the car, you get really excited.
The car feels quite nice to drive, and yeah, pretty much feels like a different car from last year in good ways.
The whole team's pumped. This is our last opportunity to iron everything out.
I think we've learned a lot as well across Monday and Tuesday, and now the car will go back, and it's only got 3 days in the workshop before it goes to Bathurst. So it's quite a quick turnaround, and things are going to happen pretty quickly in the next few days.
So much effort has gone into this race to make sure we're prepared and ready to go, and just keen to get to Bathurst really and get into it. When you say the word Bathurst, it's just so much history around that name. Obviously, it's the biggest race of the year for us for the Bathurst 1000, but the Bathurst 12 hour, it's such a big international event. Obviously 12 hours, so it's a big long race. You get to turn 2, and it's crazy until you get to turn 19. So there's a lot of blind corners, the commitment that you need at a lot of the corners over the top of the mountain. You're going 200 plus between 2 concrete walls with no room for error. So it's gnarly, but that's what makes it so special.
Well, we've actually arrived at Bathurst, so we are at the holy grail of motor racing in Australia, the iconic mountain. About 40 degrees here. It's pretty hot at the moment, so I'm lucky to be able to wash the truck inside purpose-built truck wash. Left Sydney last night, and because we're at B-double and we have to go a particular route, so it creates a 7-hour trip, which could be a 3-hour trip. It's going to get to 30 degrees today, so we like to turn up well presented, and to do that, a bit of elbow grease. Do the cleaning early so we're not cleaning a black truck at 30 degrees in the middle of the day.
Hey, listen.
Obviously we're all here and we're well into it, which is good. So we're going to split up in a sort of crews at the moment. Our crew at the moment, Riley, Richie, you two will be tyres. And then obviously the other group will fall under Michael in here, getting the pit walling up and getting the garage set up while the boys get organised with the car to go to Tet. Beauty. Thanks guys, awesome.
Going through scrutiny at the moment, just checking minimum ride height and minimum weight, sort of things like that.
We will probably have, on the day, in the garage, no less than 20 or 25 people to run this campaign. 3 of them are drivers. The other 22 of them are people who are absolutely incremental in regards to making sure that everything runs right. And that can be from making a sandwich to make sure the car's fueled and the tyres are on. We absolutely all are pulling on that rope to try and win this thing. We know the holy grail, and we're chasing it and we're chasing it. And there's so many things that can go in a different direction in this race. It could be a kangaroo, it could be a competitor, it could be the weather, it could be a tyre blowing out or something like that. There's just so many things that you try and plan around. The guys who are most prepared or most experienced will do well because they've seen it before.
This is like the really important part of the track, which is the part I love. It's from Skyline now to Forest Elbow, which we just come over Skyline. This is now the run down into the Dipper. So this is a really important part, not to really screw it up, because it can go bad really quickly. But the big thing is about the bitumen surface, the curbs, making sure they haven't changed anything, all the glue that they put in through the cracks, again, seeing if there's any more or any less from last year. And then again, you're just literally guiding the car down through this little section. That right-hander down there where the boys are, like you got to make sure you hug that and hold it tight to the right, because you want to open up the Dipper, and the Dipper again is another elevation drop. So you actually almost got to preempt it, rotate it, drop it down into the Dipper, and then drive it out.
We've just come out of Forest Elbow heading down Conrod Straight, and that corner really sets up the final sector, because the straight that we're on now, Conrod Straight's over 1 kilometre long. So if you muck that corner up, it's going to really hurt your momentum, and it's easy to get it wrong. And yeah, you normally end up pretty close to this wall. In fact, you're probably nearly touching the end here.
7:20 a.m. on Thursday morning, so the race will be like nearly 2 hours underway on Sunday.
I'll be just waking up.
I figured that.
So it's almost time to track to town, and Lowndes doesn't actually know it. Cam and I have kind of decided that Lowndes can drive him because, you know, he's the man of the people, he's the GOAT. Hopefully Craig doesn't pick up on this, but we've kind of put every name in the hat is CL, so it's gonna be Craig driving.
That's me.
Dude, you're up. You're up.
What do you mean I'm up? What other names are in there? Oh, you bastards. Spoke to Valentino last year. He was so super excited to drive the track because, again, something that people see on TV but just don't get to experience it. And to have that experience, you can't describe it. It's great.
Just doing some stuff for Supercars in Randle's car, dressed up in all his kit. They're going to do some filming after the session for delivery launch, so I'm dressed up as Randle.
Yeah, the legs look good on you. That's
I've been doing squats.
Cam's driving my race car, and I'm going to follow him in Connor's box van.
Friday morning, then driving Connor's Ford van, listening to Harry Styles. We've got Connor and T-Rat in the back of this thing, all harnessed up. Safety first.
Pretty good stability and braking. Braking is way better than last year. The only place I struggle with braking would be the last corner.
Obviously going into the next session, not planning to change the car that much at this stage because, you know, track is green. I was happy with tire brushes across the line. They were actually really good. So.
You got to think a year, and then 11 months, 9 months, all the way down to 12 hours to the last hours. And so the more tools you take with you, as in understanding, driver comfort and all that, into the race, that's where it is. So it starts on Sunday morning and goes for 12 hours. So there's no use doing anything silly at this stage.
We're getting ready for a big day of more practice and qualifying. Just trying to find a few things with the car. I think we've learned a bit of stuff overnight, which is good. So qualifying's a bit unique for the 12 hours. So there's 22 cars in total. There's a lower 50% session and there's an upper 50% session in qualifying. So ideally, we're in the upper 50% qualifying session.
So in order to get into qualifying, then you have to be in the top 10.
Ready, check, mate. Ready, check.
Camera Cameron Waters has just punched out a 202.5 in the 222 Scott Taylor Motorsport.
Yep.
Waters has got more speed in that car.
See if we can improve your previous time, mate. See if we can improve it a bit. Good job, mate. Keep pulling complete this lap. Trying to go on a little bit more if you can.
Cam Waters goes to second.
That's a big lap from Cam Waters. That's very big.
We had to get in the top 10 and we've achieved that. I have a feeling we're going to be heading close to 201s. Temperature comes out of it this afternoon. We'll go faster again. There's not much left on the table for any of the teams or any of the cars. I'd suggest we're pretty close to what the best is.
Cam's now on board and literally got, then after that, 15 minutes to see what we can do. 15 minutes is not a long time, but really just get a clear lap. Try to get a tow if you can, but of course, everyone's going to be trying to do the same thing. It's just a matter of now seeing what he can extract out of this, like 15 minutes, and see where we start tomorrow's race. Hopefully it'll be in the first couple of rows. That'll be really nice.
Waters pressing on in 222. He's been shuffled down to 9th place at a 202 dead, and he's done a personal best across the top of the mountain. So there's an improvement on here for the Scott Taylor Motorsport AMG with Thomas Randle and Craig Lowndes to share the driving duties.
Yeah, push hard, mate. Push hard, see what we got. We can find 14 at least.
The question will be, what can Cam Waters do, and then what can the Porsche do as well?
I believe P8, my P8. So I keep off. Got 2 minutes left in the session, mate. 2 minutes left. Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Great turnaround yesterday.
You'd never take anything for granted. Any one of these cars up and down this pit lane is capable of winning. So we'll just put our best foot forward. We're just trying to mitigate risk, because this race is about mitigating risk. So we'll do everything to minimise risk to buy a ticket to the last hour of the race. Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
The start of the race is always tense, and you know it's going to be a long day ahead of you. And I mean, it's so early. You get to the track at 3:30 or 4 a.m. So everyone's tired, but also buzzing, ready to go for the day. And everyone wants to obviously have a good result, but there's a lot of things that can go right, a lot of things that can go wrong in racing.
This is the quickest GT3 field we have ever had at Mount Panorama. It is remarkably close. This is a stacked field. 26 international drivers, 16 nationalities represented this weekend. The clock is ticking on Australia's International Enduro for 2025. Maxi Goats in the AMG will lead them down. But they're three abreast. Audi, the meatless sandwich, and they're banging doors. Sticking the nose out on the inside of 222 on the run into the kink, the fastest corner in the sport. And couldn't do the move there. What a start, what a start. What a start it's been to this race as we work our way into the second hour of the Bathurst 12 hour, and the sun is up, temperature coming up.
The moment you put the pit limiter on to the moment you turn the pit limiter off has to be 80 seconds.
So 84 seconds for 222 with Craig Lowndes now behind the wheel. Lowndes. He's got an issue.
Tyre.
Oh no.
Left rear.
He's got more problems than just a tyre.
Yeah. So there's been a significant failure, but wouldn't you drag it back to the lane? And positive he was just coming out of the chase there.
He was, absolutely. That's...
myself, just let's get through these 2 stints, let's keep going, let's bring the car back straight, and then I made a mistake. So I'm just gutted in myself, but of course, it is motor racing, it happens. And as you go right into the dipper, I just tagged the inside right-hand wall, which wasn't the drama, but it actually then sort of ricocheted me across, and then I sort of slid and hit the left rear. So I couldn't, unfortunately, get the car back to pit lane because we've got the parts to fix it, but part of the ruling is if you come back on a tow truck, you're out of the race automatically. So it's a shame this place bites, and when it bites hard, and it's a non-forgiving circuit. To go out in the first 2 hours of a 12-hour, that's the gut-wrenching part. And I'm gutted in myself because I always am when I make my own mistakes, knowing that everyone here has put on such a huge effort to get to this point. Scotty included, Scotty invested a lot into this program to get the car up to spec. It's been a massive undertaking, and Scotty's got to be commended for that. I know he's passionate about it, he loves motor racing, but we all love to win. And the learnings out of this year we'll take into next year, because you always learn, that's the thing. As I said, the qualifying side of it is that we learnt a lot from the other teams that we didn't do. We now know what we can do, make it better for Cam. I'm just hoping that our group is strong enough to come back next year and kick some freaking ass.
Scott Taylor Motorsport are proud supporters of the Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia, raising over $72,000 for cancer research, putting Australia in pole position to beat prostate cancer.